All right, let's pull back the drywall on one of America's biggest home builders, KB Home. Their latest earnings report just dropped, and it reveals a huge bet they're making on the future of how we all buy houses. So what's their big plan? And more importantly, what does it tell us about the housing market as a whole?
We all have that picture in our head, right? The dream home. Something open, bright, a place to start a life. But as you can imagine, behind this beautiful image is a pretty tough economic reality. And for a company like KB Home, making this dream happen for people, it just got a whole lot harder.
And that's really where their latest financial report comes in. Because when you dig into the numbers for the first quarter of 2026, you start to see some cracks appearing in the foundation.
Now look, at first glance, these numbers don't look that bad. They're close. But here's the thing. KB Home missed Wall Street's expectations on two really important fronts. First, earnings per share. That's basically a snapshot of their profit. And second, total revenue. And even though it wasn't a massive miss, in a jumpy market like we're in now, a small crack like this can be enough to make investors pretty nervous.
And that nervousness, it was pretty much confirmed by this statement right from the top. When the executive chairman himself, Jeff Mezger, comes out and says they're lowering their forecast for the entire year, you just know those little misses we saw are symptoms of a much bigger issue. Which brings us to the big question, why is this happening?
So to really get the why, we've got to zoom out and look at the whole market. See, KB Home didn't just drop these numbers and walk away. They talked a lot about the tough environment they're in. It's like they're trying to read the economic tea leaves. And honestly, what they're seeing is just a ton of uncertainty.
During their big earnings call, the leadership team really spelled it out. They painted a picture of all the pressures that home buyers are facing right now. I mean, just think about it, right? People are feeling cautious, mortgage rates are staying stubbornly high, and just the general cost of living, that affordability crunch is hitting from every angle. They even mentioned that global uncertainty is making people think twice about a massive purchase like a house. Long story short, it's a really, really tough time to be selling homes.
Okay, so if you're KB Home, what's your move? You're staring down this super uncertain market. Do you just hunker down and hope for the best? Or do you change up the game plan? Well, KB Home is making a choice. They're going back to their roots, back to their original blueprint, and making a huge strategic pivot.
And this right here, this is the absolute core of that big pivot. You've got two main ways to build a house. On one hand, you have inventory homes. A builder just builds them, hoping someone will come along and buy one. But on the other side is where KB Home is putting all its chips. Built to order, or BTO. With this, you, the buyer, sign a contract first, and then they build the house exactly for you. The car analogy is perfect. It's like buying a car that's already on the lot versus custom ordering one with all the features you want.
And make no mistake, this isn't some short-term fix. This is a deep, fundamental shift for them. The new CEO, Rob McGibney, he actually calls it a purposeful reset. He's basically saying this is who they've always been, that this built-to-order idea is part of their DNA. And he's making a big bet that this is what will make the company not just stronger, but way more predictable for years to come.
So what does this actually feel like if you're the one buying the house? It's actually pretty simple. First, you get to pick your lot. Then you choose the floor plan that works for you. After that, and this is the fun part, you go to their design studio and personalize all the finishes. And it's only after all that is done that they actually start building your home.
Okay, that sounds amazing for the buyer, right? You get exactly what you want, but why is the company so all in on this? Why is this their big bet? Well, it really boils down to some pretty powerful financial reasons.
Take a look at this number, 300 to 500. This right here, this is the secret sauce. This is the key to their entire strategy.
What does that mean? 300 to 500 basis points. Now, in normal person language, that means they make an extra 3 to 5% in profit on a built-to-order home versus one they just built and hope to sell. And listen, when you're a company selling thousands of homes, that extra 3 to 5%, that is a massive amount of money. And it's not just a theory. They've got the data to back it up. The proof is right here. What their numbers show is that when you offer this kind of personalization, you actually sell homes faster. Back in 2025, they were selling about 3.5 homes per community every month. Their competitors, they were only at 3.1. So it seems pretty clear. Giving people more choice actually leads to more sales.
But here's a crucial piece of the puzzle. This whole built-to-order thing only works if you can do it efficiently, right? And this is where they've made some incredible progress. They've managed to cut the construction time way down from 5 months to just 108 days. Think about that. For you, the customer, that means you get your house way sooner. And for the company, it means their money isn't tied up in a half-finished house for as long. That's a huge win financially.
Okay, but a business strategy is only as good as its customers, right? It only works if it actually connects with the people who are out there trying to buy a house. So the question is, who is the modern home buyer, and is this what they really want? Well, this chart tells you everything you need to know about who they're targeting. Look at that. A whopping 72% of their customers are either buying their very first home or they're moving up from that first home. This is the biggest slice of the market right now. We're talking mainly about millennials and Gen Z. And this whole built-to-order idea, this focus on creating something personal, it is aimed squarely at them. And this quote from the CEO really nails why this works for that group. It lets people design a home that fits their needs, their lifestyle, and, this is the big one, it fits their budget. When money is tight and affordability is everyone's #1 concern, letting the buyer have a say in the final price tag, well, that is an incredibly powerful advantage.
So what this strategy really does is it completely changes the whole dynamic. A house isn't just a product you pick off a shelf anymore, like some commodity. Instead, it becomes a personal creation. It's something that you, the buyer, actually had a hand in making.
So in this crazy market we're in with high interest rates and all this uncertainty, KB Home is making a really big bet. They're betting that the future of their business isn't about building the most houses, but about building the right house for each individual buyer. So I'll leave you with this question. By going all in on choice and personalization, is KB Home actually building a tougher, more resilient business for this totally new era of homeownership we're entering?